So let's do a quick spring, well, no, let's do a late winter 2020 property walk, right? So adding some trees, be adding a few more probably in the next 2 weeks. I'm waiting on get a call back from Burnt Ridge Nursery, which is nearby here. I did an order online for some oaks, white oak, and then persimmons, paper birch, and black walnut. So added this plum tree here, right here. Looking at potentially adding the black walnut maybe somewhere along there to help control that blackberries. I don't mind them, I just don't want them creeping up into here. I gotta whack them back again because of course we eat the blackberries, but I don't want them taking over. So so moving along the slope here, the goal is, to of course beautification, and then utilize this space because it has good sun exposure. So I had to redo the way I planted that Fuji. We'll see if it survives. The root ball was not very big, so clearly it wasn't super happy where it was at. First year, the deer jacked it up pretty good. That's why this cage got put on it. They killed the Fuji that I had, or excuse me, the Honeycrisp I had right there. They just chomped it back so much that it never recovered. So soil is very clay based, so added a lot of amendments to the hole here to give it a good, hopefully a better start. But first off, I'd planted too deep, and I also planted it kind of too close to the cut in the bank here. So I moved it out, brought it up a little so that the soil line was not above the graft there. So and then I cut in these kind of little terrace. I mean, I wouldn't, they're nothing fancy, but just to one, help with the soil erosion, and then I planted them with a seed mixture of like field peas and rye, just for now. And then as I hopefully work this hillside in, it'll get some sort of a mixture of grass and maybe some other sort of cover crop to choke out all the blackberries, because it's the first thing you see when you come up the driveway. I want it to look kind of nice. And additionally, with these alders in here, I'm going to slowly start replacing them with other trees. Not that I don't like the alders, but want something a little more aesthetic and producing. Of course, the alders do produce. They're a nitrogen fixer. It's helps with the soil quality here. But continue across, clear this out, work this area in. But ideas are add some maybe some of the paper birches, and mountain ash, and then a mixture of cedars that are of course native here, which there's two right there, but that one eventually will probably have to go because it's going to shade out too much. So we'll move back to the back part of my zone 1, as I would call it. Some might argue it's a little maybe zone 2, but like there's cedar I added, that one there. Of course, there's some rhodies here and some ferns to kind of help hold the soil here. And then there's a mixture of aesthetics and sorry about the wind. So of course this area needs some control too, but we'll one piece at a time, right? So here's a Stella cherry. If you look back here in the woods, right here on the tree line or the edge here, there's a native, we call them choke cherries around here, because they're super bitter, you know. The actual term, I'd have to look that up. And then there's another one out over there. So figured why not, and get good sun exposure here. So they should be happy. Had to clear all the blackberries out of this area, but, and then one of my favorite cherries right here, a Rainier. So these are both semi-dwarf, so shouldn't get too big, but they'll help kind of shade out some of the stuff back here, hold the soil, and produce cherries, right? So, and then of course I'm looking at potentially adding maybe one of the black walnuts up in here, back a ways, so it doesn't make a mess of the backyard, because we're adding a pool back there, so I don't want a bunch of leaves in there. So above ground, of course. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, as soon as I get those trees from Burnt Ridge Nursery, I will share those. Like the oaks, everything's seedlings, basically 1 to 2 years. Now the oaks, because they're so slow growing, I will probably throw those into a raised box of some sort, and some loose soil, and then let them grow another year before I try to plant them throughout the property, because they're going to go back in, my like zone 4 type areas. So maybe even zone 5, I guess, if you agree that there's such a thing. So all right, thanks for watching this Nomad 76. Have a great day.